Okay. So one of the hormones is growth hormone. That's why you notice that at some stages when the children are sleeping a long time, you if you are very observant, you notice that at that period when they are waking up, you notice my child is growing taller, my child is changing, oh her face is looking more wider, is this and that. So that's one thing that happens during the REM stage, right? Even for adults, there are some other hormones that are being released during that time. So most times it is very important when someone is in that deep sleep, it is important that the person is actually having that sleep uninterrupted. Now I'm going to go to the reason why most adults are actually affected with short sleep, inadequate rest. And one of the signs is when you wake up in the morning, you just notice you still have you have slight headache, you notice you are tired, you notice you are just, you are not yourself, right? And then you just tell yourself, oh, I still need sleep. And after you have actually had like maybe 8 hours, like from your own timing. Now, there are some habits that we need to actually stop before we go into the environmental aspect. I'll be starting with our diets. Now, basically, I notice, most of the adults here, we take, or some of us take caffeine. Now, one thing about caffeine is that you have to stop caffeine at the age, I'm sorry, you have to stop caffeine at least 2 o'clock medically. But I used to preach 12 p.m. It's better you just take it in the morning for work, and then by 12 you are done with anything caffeine. Because what caffeine does is that it actually blocks a particular hormone that is actually released during the REM stage. So when you take caffeine, you actually disrupt your REM stage, which is the deep stage, that stage whereby you are in that elevator going upward, right? So it affects that stage. And there are some also, even alcohol, yes, can also affect. And that's why we tell people, medically, if you are taking alcohol, ensure you stop at least by 6 p.m. Don't take anything alcohol. But if you look at our world today, there is a lot of people that are into this, even cigarettes, right? Smoking. You need to stop all of that. Now, so I don't waste so much of our time and I'll be able to take questions. Now, going to what is concerning to why we are here today, which I think is something we can easily control, is our environment. And the first thing is, how does your room look like? Now, one thing some people feel that environmental health is nothing. Mental health is nothing. But these things are actually one of the basic sections of health. Now, if you go to WHO, you can actually Google and then you look at the definition of health. Health actually not, it doesn't just cover the physical, it covers the social and also our mental or environmental aspects of health. And recently, I can see Lagos State is actually keen on environmental health and sanitation and all of that. They are, all over the news right now. I think since yesterday, I've been noticing that. Now, going to the topic of today, your room. Your room. Now, how does your room feel? The one thing you need to know that your body temperature actually reduces during sleep. So it is very important you maintain that body temperature. Then you need to check your environment. You need to check, is it well aerated? Even if you don't have air condition, you ensure that now Lagos houses can be very funny, but ensure that it is well aerated. What do I mean? Your windows, at least you should have two windows in a room. Like in a normal four-corner room, there should be two windows, not one. Why am I saying this? For cross ventilation. And when you put on your fan, definitely ensure that your fan is clean, your environment is clean. Do not direct your fan to yourself. Like, don't make your fan static while you are sleeping. When you do so, you notice that if anybody is very observant, when you wake up, you will definitely have what we call nasal congestion. Because while you are sleeping, most of your body system, I said earlier during the REM stage, there is paralysis, meaning your body is not really doing, your body, there's no body movements. You are basically static. The only thing that is working are your intestine, digestion is going on. More of your inner organs are just, working slightly, right? So what happens is that all that you are not, yes, you are breathing in and out, but one thing is you are just taking in the air directly into your airways. So most times when you wake up, you just have this nasal congestion, you are sneezing, you are putting your hands, let alone when your fan is even dirty. So you take in all of it. So it's better your phone your fan is what? Rotating. Now, down to your bedding. Your bedding is very, very important. Why? Your body temperature. Now, most people, you need to look at the materials of your bedding. One thing about Cornerstone beddings, I'm a fan of Cornerstone. My bed is from Cornerstone. I have bed sheets from Cornerstone. I have pillows from Cornerstone. So a big shout out to our CEO here, Temidayo. She's really doing great. Now, one thing she does is that she actually sells good fabrics that actually helps with your body temperature. You can ask her, there's one I got from her, is like I think not cotton, it wasn't cotton. I've forgotten the name of the material now. It's more silky, but it doesn't make you hot when you sleep on it, right? So it just maintains your body temperature. And what Cornerstone actually really did about her materials, I think, I feel she's one CEO that actually went into research before releasing those materials, right? So please, you need to take note of your materials. Don't if you are in a hot environment, that's not when you go and be buying this silky material. I think they use it mostly for night wear. This shiny material, it makes, except your room is full air conditioned, it's cool. So once you use that kind of material, it just matches with the environment and your body is fine with it. That's one thing about that. Then going straight to the bed itself. Bed itself, it is very important when it comes to our sleep. The bed is very important. Now, there was a time my husband was just complaining that, oh, my back is paining me, this, that. I will sleep and now. And I noticed that I was also experiencing the same thing, but I felt it was just normal. But I had to change my bed. And when I changed it to the, I think, semi-orthopedic bed, I also got it from Cornerstone. I noticed distinct change actually in my sleep, not just my sleep, but it also make good impact on my posture while I'm asleep. Now, when you look at the human structure, you will notice that our back is not a perfect straight line, right? It's not a perfect straight line. So it means that even while you are static, while you are sleeping, that shape must be maintained. And that's where the pillow comes in. You don't want to get, all those hard pillows that Malam used to sell that they used to go around. They'll just put all those hard foams and just tuck it in, and then they'll start selling pillows. Please get your pillows from the right source. You can also get that from Cornerstone, right? So the thing is, you need to get the right angle, the perfect angle for your neck. Now, one thing you need to know that, just have this picture. I wish we were doing like a physical class, but just go along with me. Now, look at a woman or a man lying down flat on the bed. Now, one thing you want to ensure is that while the lady or man is lying down flat, there is a particular angle of your head and your neck, right? So you want to ensure that neck, the angle of your chin, yeah, let me use chin, and your chest is straightened and not bent forward. Are you with me? Give me emoji if you are with me. If you are with me, give me an emoji. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Obina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Abeke, Omobolanle, Temidayo, thank you. So you want to ensure that it is not moved forward. We call it flexed in anatomy. It is not moved forward. Why? Because you want to ensure that the airway is clear. Right? So imagine you getting a pillow that actually causes your head moving forward while you are asleep. You know that's going to be a problem, right? I know I heard of a story of someone who was eating and he forgot that he was eating and he slept off. Thank God that someone called his line or something and that made him to wake up. And then when he woke up, the food was actually still in the mouth. You can just imagine if that food had gone. But if the airway was straight and was perfect, I'm very sure that it's not going to affect him. So we need to be careful of our posture. If you are a flat sleeper, ensure that your pillow is at the right angle and it has the perfect texture. Your pillow is not meant to be hard like stone. Please, it's not meant to be hard like stone. When you put in your head also on the pillow and you raise your head up, it should come back to its position. Not that it becomes dented after your head is off the pillow. That is a wrong pillow. That is a wrong pillow, right? Cornerstone has the perfect pillow for you. So you can always reach out to them. So please get the right pillow, the perfect angle. If you are a flat sleeper, ensure that you maintain that airway is open. If you are a sideways sleeper, ensure that posture is still perfect. You can always Google the picture of the posture. I wish we can, be moving slides or something, right? But I think for the next one, we'll work on that. So bear with us this evening. So please, your bed sheets, and your pillow is very key in your sleep. Now, to put all of these things together, you just imagine you have the perfect environment around you. My dear, your REM stage will be perfect. Because in your REM stage, you're at least supposed to spend like 4 to 5 hours in that stage of sleep. Has anyone ever, if please, I want someone to just give me an emoji if you have actually experienced whereby you just decided that today I want to keep my space clean, I want to lay my bed, I want to put in the right pillow and just sleep. And just let me know with an emoji if you actually enjoyed your sleep at that time. Like you woke up and you felt good. Anyone here? Okay, Grace has experienced that. Olamide has experienced that. Obina, good, 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 good. That's great. Thank you so much for the participation. Thank you, thank you. Now, I want to tell us when you need to see your doctor if your sleep is being affected. Now, if you remember the scenario, I said the non-REM stage and then the REM stage. Now, in your REM stage, I said what? There is supposed to be complete paralysis. It's not that you are paralyzed, but there is supposed to be zero movement of your limbs. Now, I don't know if you've seen anybody while they are sleeping, they will just move their limbs. And maybe for some time, they are just moving their limbs. I know that there are times that maybe you have some dream and you are trying to react to the dream. In your REM stage, you are not supposed to react to your dream. That is not how God built it. Like REM stage is supposed to be like complete paralysis. It's only your eyes that is meant to be moving, but definitely closed. But your eyes, there should be high movements. That's REM stage, high movements. You can't resist the high movements. Right? So please, if you notice that during your sleep, you just jack up, or you are still moving your limbs at that stage, then you need to, and it's consistent. Now, one of the basic common causes is actually caffeine. Caffeine sometimes can make you restless during sleep, like you still be moving your limbs or moving your legs or something during sleep. Then also there are some people that during sleep they actually walk around, they move around, and they're actually in deep sleep. So you need to also visit the doctor if you are in that stage. Then if you notice that over time, each time when you wake up, you just have this persistent headache as you wake up, please, you need to visit the doctor. You need to visit the doctor. Most times, most people in this class, they might be having high blood pressure that is not being monitored. High blood pressure that is not being monitored. So let me just stop here and take some questions before we go ahead. Oh, Grace, is there any question in the chat box? I can't.
Yes, I'm checking. I'm checking.
Okay. 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 So while we wait for the question, let's also discuss about one other thing about our beddings before we move on. Now, one thing I think I forgot to speak about is allergen reaction. So please, you need to ensure that you are getting the right material, because most times the things that are made up of this material, either the bedding or the pillow, as you are in close proximity to your beddings, right? You are, like, when I mean close proximity, like you are so close, you and your bed, you are like, there is actually nothing in between the two of you. So imagine you inhaling some things that's actually not permissible to. There are some people, they just wake up and they find rashes all over their body. They don't know why and all that. So you need to check your beddings on that. I want to check my notes to see if I've covered all I plans to cover. Okay. Do we have any questions? Anybody?
Yes,
If you don't have
ma'am.
questions,
We
okay,
have
we
a
have.
question from
Oh,
Olamide
great.
Kolaone. What's the best sleeping posture, ma'am?
Okay, for the sleeping posture, I won't say there is a best sleeping posture. All right. I would say you need to identify the one that works best for you, and ensure what I said earlier, that your airways are still intact. And one way you need to know is your chin and your chest. What's the angle between your chin and your chest? Ensure that it is not moved forward, it is not flexed. When we say flex, like the angle is not clapping to each other. Your chin and your chest are not clapping each other, right? They are perfectly straightened. So I won't say there is a best, because if I say that, then we'll be leaving out the pregnant women, because at some point the pregnant women can still sleep flattened. Then later they must not sleep flattened. If they do, the baby in them will suffer, or let me use the word, we have suffocation. Why? Because the load or the weight of the baby will be sitting directly on their big artery, which will later affect them. So they must not sleep flat. And once they start having that bulge and the baby is getting bigger, they must not lie flat. Except when a doctor wants to see them, and if a doctor wants to see them, the doctor is also conscious of it, and it gives them the time whereby once they sleep like that, they have to move to their sideways. So there is a timing for that, right? So I hope that answers your question, Olamide Kolawole. Give me an emoji if that answers your question or you want further clarification.
Yeah, she has responded with an
Okay.
emoji. So
Okay. Thank you,
personally,
Olamide.
I would like to ask now, what are some possible what are some sleeping should I say what are some things that we do that shows that we have like poor sleep, poor quality of sleep. That show that our quality of sleep is poor. Like signs that shows that our quality of sleep is poor.
Okay, is it the habits we do or the signs that show that when you wake, like once you see someone that will just woke up now, no, this person didn't sleep well.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe like in a random place, or this person is having poor, it's not sleeping
Yeah.
well. The
Yeah.
things.
So one of most signs that is very obvious is that you notice when the person wakes up in the morning, the person is looking all not bright at all. The person is not active in his work. The truth is, poor sleep affects your day. It affects your day-to-day activities. So once you observe that, especially in the office, when I see my colleagues, I'm like, didn't you sleep well? Like, are you fine? And you will notice that when you just give them like a short time, just go and take a nap and come back, you see that they are back. They are actually better. So the truth
Mhm.
about it, some people feel that okay, let me just not sleep for so hours and do this work. The truth is, you will still have to pay for that sleep debts that you have, and that's nature. So that's
Mm,
why, thank you, Grace, for asking that question. It just reminded me of something. That's why it's good to maintain that hours of sleep every day. I don't know if there's any students here. Please just maintain it. Maintain it. The truth is, if you make use of your 24 hours, you will be fine. You don't have to like or let me just put it this way. If rather you had to, maybe you had to just make up some things and then you need to ensure that when you are done with whatever you are doing, please come back and sleep. Just come back. And the truth is, good sleep actually makes you I don't even know how to explain. It actually makes your life so good and so better. So ensure that one thing maybe everybody should go back home with is, and even if it's just 6 hours every day, just maintain it. Or you can even start with 5 hours every day. Maintain it both Saturdays and Sundays. Once you are able to maintain that, it's good for you. But if you know that you are, maybe you slept 3 hours, for example, today, just 3 hours, please just come and come and just come and sleep that remaining 4 hours, because it's going to affect you. It's going to affect you. And let me round up by saying that's why we have most of our doctors or nurses who do night shifts and all that. When they come back and it's time for their off, they end up sleeping throughout that day. If you ask most of them, they end instead of them going out to do all that, and they end up sleeping throughout that day because they have sleep debts.
mm,
Any other
okay.
question?
Super. Thank you so much. Any other question? Please let's drop it's the chat box where you can unmute and ask your question.
I would like to hear other people's voices actually. Or should we start with what we have learned today? Or is there anyone that wants to share their
Hi,
experience
hi
of how their
everyone.
sleep
Good
is?
evening.
Hi,
Thank you so
Temidayo.
much, Dr. Tolu. God bless you. All right, so I want to thank you for the class, for the session. And one thing I learned today is not to take soda after 12
2
noon.
p.m. Oh,
And I think that's like a take home for me. It's oh, thank you so much for that. I think everybody needs to even hear that. So that after at least the sugar will have burnt out, be able to sleep
yeah.
properly and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much. At least that one is I'm taking it home.
All right. Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. It's very insightful. Also, for me, my take home, also learned that we have two realms when we sleep: the non-REM and the REM stage. And in the REM stage, you mentioned that that's where growth happens, growth hormones. So I now understand why some children don't like grow like other children when they're always playing in the afternoon, all the time, no siesta, and at night too. They just, I don't know, they're already awake, going to preparing for school by 5 a.m. But most, like for me, my sister, during the holiday, she's usually like chubby. But when school starts, she comes to. So I've learned that from today's session, and also not to take caffeine when it's 2 p.m. It's yeah. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you to everyone who has joined us. Thank you for taking your time to invest in your well-being. We are very, very grateful. I hope you've learned a lot. Nobody's speaking. I hope you've learned a lot today concerning sleep. So if you have any question, you can still ask us. We'll relate it to her and we'll send your feedback. So this notes, good night, everyone. Thank you, ma. We are grateful. Good night, everyone. Have a restful night and God bless you.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Grace.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye,
very much, Ma.
everyone. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Thank you, ma.
Hmm.
Ah,
Mhm.
thank you very much, ma.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone. And ensure you get your
Ah.
beds in so for cornerstone. Bye.
Very important. Bye.